We're here with Miro Little at Nike Hoop Summit in Portland. Miro, how you feeling out here?
I'm feeling great. It's a lovely environment, beautiful facilities. I love it. Good competition.
What does this week represent for you?
Oh, it's a big and a great honor to be here. I'm on 12, 13 players on the world team representing our world and different countries. It's a blessing. It's a true honor.
What is your role for this team?
My role is to be a sort of leader and playmaker on the team, and get everybody involved in the game and make the right play.
What was this last year like for you? You know, making the transition from Finland to Sunrise Christian.
It wasn't easy, to be honest. It wasn't easy, but it was a fun year, really fun year. I love my guys over there at Sunrise. I love that team to death, and it was fun though, and big learning experience and transition from coming from Europe and going to high school basketball to the smaller court and more one-on-one based basketball. But I loved that team, and it was a fun year. It taught me a lot.
How do you think it prepared you for what's coming next year at Baylor?
I think that was like the biggest reason I came here. But preparing for like being available to break people down for a one-on-one situation and creating an advantage in a standpoint and just playing with the ball a lot more tighter and getting used to the pressure and the athleticism.
It was interesting watching you in different settings. We saw you at the FIBA Under-18s where you were, basically the man for your team. And this year, you're just playing more of an all-around role, like really locking up on defense, which is something that, we hadn't seen from you in other settings, it felt like to me.
Yes, sir. I think that's one of my best, attributes, that being available to do a lot of stuff on the court. Maybe it's not always scoring, and I'm completely fine with it. It's sometimes it's meant playmaking a lot, but sometimes it's locking the other team's best defender up. But I love what I got to do. I got to do what you got to do to win, and just compete on the court.
What's the next step for you? What's in terms of your evolution as a basketball player?
Evolution-wise, playing a lot more tighter with the basketball, being a lot more I don't want to say skilled, but more sharper with the ball. And I think my shooting has taken a big step towards, and you still can't stop working on it. You can't never be too good of a shooter. So shooting and playing off the ball and playing on the ball a lot more too, and pick and roll stuff like that.
What's it like having two future Baylor teammates with you here this week with Jacoby and Eve?
Oh, it's awesome. It's awesome. It's a good bonding time too, and we got a little team meeting up and talking a little about next year and possibilities with Jacoby and stuff, and it's gonna be really exciting.
What was it like playing in the NIVC this year and in Geico? And looking from the side, it looks like a very high level competition.
It is, and to be honest, I did not expect that high of a competition when I came here first time, but I loved it. Every time you got to going on the court, you had to compete. Nothing was given easy. And I just loved it. Loved the competition and loved everybody. Every team you had to really prepare for and be ready to go.
Who are some guys that you enjoy watching play, either in college or in the NBA?
My biggest, who I watch the most right now, being Chris Paul, Devin Booker. I love watching old Jason Kidd mixtapes and how he played with the ball and how he was a leader on the court too, and a playmaker. But those are the people that I've been watching the most right now.
I was in Salt Lake City at All-Star, and I ran into Lauri. His first question, I've known him for a while, his first question was, how's Miro doing?
Yeah.
What was it like, playing this past summer Eurobasket and, seeing the year that he had, a lot of it feels like was propelled through, the summer that you guys had at Eurobasket.
Oh, being Lauri's teammate this summer and just hands-on, learning from him, it was a blessing. It was a true honor. It helps me a lot. He teaches the in and outs of the NBA, and he talks a lot, and he's really open about questions. And if I got anything to ask him, he's really open to talk about it. And I really do appreciate Lauri and him being he beat there for me to be a role model.
I mean, it's crazy to see the ascent that Finnish basketball is on right now. From when I started, 20 years ago to now, you guys are competing in every age group, producing players in every generation.
Yeah.
What do you attribute that to?
To the Finnish basketball organization, to be honest, and a big part of it been Lauri, being the success that he's been having, and he'd be inspiration, making inspiration to a lot of young kids in Finland, and bringing up the basketball as a sport on the rise. Just loving to see people outside playing a lot more with basketball, and It used to always be, let's go play soccer, let's go football, ice hockey, but now it's more like, okay, let's go out and play basketball. So I think that's a big part of a Finnish culture that's been a little shift, and I'm truly happy about it.
Well, man, great stuff. Thank you so much.
Thank you.